Well, good afternoon everybody, it's Angus here, and you join me yet again in the glorious Peak District. In particular, I'm parked up at Lady Bower, and yeah, I'm going to go for a little wild camp. I thought, seems a good opportunity, the weather looks nice. And I needed to get out of the house. I'll walk and talk and let you know where I'm heading. I'm going to plod on down that road for now. That's a bit better. I just made it down from the car. It was a bit noisy up there. And behind me I'm stood at one of the information centres about Derwent Village, before they kicked them all out and flooded the place many years ago. Now, yeah, talking of history, I've always liked history, and I particularly liked my last wild camp when I went up to Bleaklow Stones, especially going past that B29 crash site. I found that really interesting. I think I said 8 or 9 had died on that video. On the memorial stone plaque it said 13. So yeah, I just thought I'd correct that. Anyway, on a historical note, one of the places where I'm going to tonight has got an historical air about it. I'll tell you a bit about it in a moment. As I said, I wanted to get out of the house, but I also didn't want to go very far. So I thought to myself, where's the closest spot that I know that's also, you know, still remote enough? So I thought to myself, I'll head up to Old Bamford House. So that's where I'm heading to. From here, as I said, I parked the car up there, but from here I'll be heading down towards Fairholmes, which is just down this track behind me. I've turned around, it's just down that track. From Fairholmes I'll be heading down to Derwent Dam, and then in the direction of Howden Dam I'll be passing Hollins Clough, and then when I get to Walker's Clough I'll be turning up there, as I said, towards Old Bamford House. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've camped there in the past quite a few times, and as I said, it's very close. Well, it is if you take this route. Anyway, I'm going to plod on down there towards Fairholmes Visitors Centre. I think I've shown you this place before when I headed up to Backtor. Well, as you can see, it's very popular, and yeah, lots of ducks as per usual, and yeah, the ducks are quite tame. There's lots of picnic benches as well. If you've got kids, it's a good place to bring them for a day out. Yeah, these ducks, they're relatively tame, well, used to humans. And when you sat at the benches, they will wander between your feet like pigeons do in the city centre. Anyway, over there, through these trees, you got the kiosk, and they've got toilets there as well. I think I've told you all about this in the past, but the kiosk sells things like, you know, burgers, drinks, things like that. Anyway, I'm going to be heading down there towards Derwent Dam. I'm just approaching Derwent Dam. You can see it there behind me. And yeah, as I said, I'm heading up to Old Bamford House. And there's only really 2 steep bits on this. Yeah, as I was saying, there's 2 steep bits. There's this up the side of the dam, which, although steep, doesn't last very long. And then once I get to Walker's Clough, that's steep, but again, nothing what I would classify as parking Clough on Win Hill steep. Anyway, I'm going to plod on up there and probably speak to you when I arrive at Hollins Clough, the place that I went up with the fallen tree on my what was it? Yeah, the when I took that nature hike tent and I went up to Bactor towards Derwent Edge. Anyway, I've got to psych myself up for those steps. Right, I'll shut up for now and oxygenate my lungs. I'm a bit out of breath after clambering up those steps, but I always am whenever I go up them. Yeah, Derwent Dam behind me. I don't know if I mentioned this on previous videos, but it's famous for the Lancaster bombers of the RAF during the war. The dam busters that went to bomb the Ruhr Valley, the dams over there. This is what they practiced on. When I was coming up those steps many years ago now, they've removed them, but there used to be quite a display telling you all about the history. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention it. Anyway, I'm going to plod on through there. Not far to go really now. It's all nice and flat along that path really towards Howden Dam. Behind me, you've got Hollins Clough, and I'm at the bridge that goes across it. Now, when I went up to Bactor, that's where I disappeared to up there, and that's where they've got that fallen tree. I bet it's still there. But yeah, I'm not going up there today. I'm going to plod on towards the next clough, which is down there, and yeah, that's called Walker's Clough. So yeah, across the bridge I go. I've just arrived at Walker's Clough. Whew. And yeah, you can always tell when you're here because there's thankfully a bench. You can always have a little sit down and rest your feet before the ascent. Now there's 2 ways to approach Old Bamford House. I'll just swing the camera around so you can have a look behind my shoulder. You've got Walker's Clough that away, and if you keep going up, you'll eventually intersect the old track road that follows just below the ridge. It's carved into the hill, and if you hit that, as I said, it's like a T, turn left, and that'll take you down to Old Bamford House. But the other way, the more direct way, is up that path. Now, it's not for everybody this way because it does involve climbing over a gate. But from here, it's not far at all. I wouldn't like to say because I'm terrible at guessing things like this, but half an hour, if that. Anyway, I shall plod on. Well, I've arrived at the gate. I've just got through the jungle behind me. My God, a bit overgrown. Yeah, the last time I came up here, it was winter. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Just try, I've got the sun in my eyes once again. Yeah, but up there, I'll swing around to the other camera, give you a better view. There's the ruins of Old Bamford House. So all I've got to do now is take my bag off, climb over this fence, and then find the route up there. Now, you can go along the wall and then follow the stone wall up, or there's a path that kind of goes through these ferns and then hooks left and then up towards Bamford House. I'll see once I get over this fence. That's the fence negotiated. Now the next question is, which route do I take through this jungle? I don't fancy going that way. It looks like there's a bit of a path. That's away, the route that I've gone before in the past. So, yeah, I'm going to plod on. It's not far now, as you can see. It's just there. Right, well, this hill won't climb itself. I've just arrived at Old Bamford House. You can see the ruins there behind me. What a cracking view from up here. Yeah, it's not a bad bedroom window. I bet that's what they thought back then. Anyway, I'm a bit out of breath. But what I'll do is I'll take my bag off and then give you a bit of a guided tour and tell you a little bit about its history. Yeah, as I said, I'll just have a walk around and give you a look at the gaff tonight. As you can see, some of the walls are quite substantial. Let's just have a look over here. Yeah, look at that corner there. And another good thing about this place is because it's an ex-farm going back hundreds of years that's been carved into the side of the hill, there's lots of flat places. I'm thinking of setting my tent up just where my bag is here. Well, here's another part of the building, and unlike a lot of ruins, the stone hasn't been robbed to make, you know, stone walls or other buildings out of. I mean, look, you can even see the timbers that are fallen in situ. I can't remember if I'm imagining it, but the first time that I ever came here, many years ago, this had part of an upstairs window still left. There's, I think that's possibly what I'm imagining. Looks like it's caved in a bit, just there. But yeah, this must have been the doorway in to a little room. But yeah, here's the other side of it. It's a great little spot. As I said, because of all the little flat bits. And No one hardly ever comes up here in my experience. It's nice and secluded. At the back you've got the old ridge line that runs along towards Bamford, and yeah, I'll just tell you a little bit of history about this place. They know, archaeologists, they know that it goes back to at least 1767 because they've got it shown on a map. However, they think that it could possibly date back to 1540. I don't know whether or not it was this exact settlement, or this has been built on top of one that was here, or improved, added to. But as I said, it's a great little spot, and it is so close from where I've parked the car. Anyway, as I said, I think I'm going to get my tent pitched just here. I think when I was last up here in the winter, I might have pitched in exactly the same spot. There is a farmhouse down there, but I'll be pitching on top of a ledge. So they'll only see the top of my tent, if anything, and the colour of it. It's like almost a British racing green, the dark green type. So it'll blend in pretty well. I doubt no one's going to see it from down there. I wouldn't like to walk up here to try and move me on anyway. And yeah, as I said, great little spot. Okay, enough talking. I think I'll get the tent pitched. Now tonight I've brought one of my other tents. I've brought the OEX Bobcat one-person tent. It's not a bad little tent. There's, well, like all tents, there's some pros and cons. Anyway, there's no one around, so I think I'll get it pitched up. After a lot of faffing around, I finally got the OEX Bobcat 1 pitched. Not the greatest of pitches. One of the things you can do with this tent is, with your trekking poles, you can create a bit of an awning. I was going to do that, but I can't be bothered. Well, behind me you can see in the distance there, Derwent Dam. And what I'll do is I will swing round to the other camera and give you a better view. So it's not the greatest of pictures here. I was going on about it being nice and flat, but one of the things about this tent, which I'll explain in a bit, is there's no real adjustments when you're pegging it out. So if one peg can't go in the ground, you generally have to end up re-pegging everything. Anyway, enough of me moaning on. I will switch to the other camera and give you a better look at the tent. Yeah, this is the OEX Bobcat 1 one-person tent. Some of the things that I like about it, Well, first of all, I love the colour of it. Blends in well, can't be seen from a distance. The inside of it, I haven't got my kit in there yet, but it comes with this kind of sewn in porch area ground sheet. Helps keeps things dry. And yeah, there's plenty of room for sitting up. You know, you can change your shirt, etc., or if you're cooking in the rain, you can sit up. The door, which I've folded back on itself, it's got 4 zips. You can just open it from the bottom on each side and then peg it out from the top like an awning to give yourself a bit more protection if it's raining and you're doing some cooking. Right, well, some of the things I don't like. This. It could do with another tie out just to hold it back a bit, to be honest. I find it can get a bit flappy. And these stakeout points being non-adjustable. As I said, if you hit a stone or something like that, then you end up having to reposition everything to try and get it flat. I've actually encountered that problem myself. I guess that's what happens when you camp too close to the edge. There's lots of fallen rubble. I should have camped a bit further back, perhaps over there or over there. Oh well. As I said, I don't seem to recall there being any problems last time I've camped here, and I've camped here a few times before. Anyway, I'm going to carry on getting the rest of my kit unpacked. Before I get my kit unpacked, I just remembered the last time I camped up here, it was winter, and it was when it gets dark, you know, like 4 o'clock-ish. And as I came up here, although there's a few cowpats around here at the moment, they don't look terribly fresh, and I've not seen any cows up on the fields. I don't know if the farmer puts his cattle out, you know, during the winter months. But I came up here and there were patches of flattened grass all over. And at first I thought, somebody must have been wild camping here. And then I saw another patch and another patch. And then I put 2 and 2 together with all the cow pats. I thought, I bet this is where the cows come at night, you know, because there's a bit of shelter from these walls. They must bed down here for the night. Anyway, I had my tent facing that way because the wind generally comes the way I've got it facing tonight. It's not going to be a strong wind tonight though, so I'm risking it for the view. But you know, it was winter, it was quite windy. And I'm cooking my tea and the sun had gone down. And I just started hearing all this moo, moo, load of cows going off, and I looked up and that ridgeline, there was 20 cows all stood in a line, not, you know, they had calves with them as well. And they were just all staring at me and going bananas, mooing at me. Anyway, they, after a while, they headed off down there. They must have found somewhere else to sleep. But I think that's what it was. They were a bit startled that I was in their spot. Anyway, enough of this trip down memory lane. What a view behind me. As I said, I'm going to get my kit unpacked, get my inflatable mattress sorted, get my sleeping bag out, get my food ready, and once I've got all that, I think I'm going to have a beer. Well, it's about 6:30. I've got all my stuff sorted. It goes dark, I think, sun goes down just before 8:30, I think. So I've got a couple of hours to unwind and relax, enjoy these lovely views over my shoulder. Yeah, I think I'll have a sit down, take my boots off and have a beer. or have a beer and then take my boots off, and then think about getting some tea on. But before that, I will switch to the other camera and give you a better look inside the tent now it's all sorted. So yeah, here's the Bobcat 1. Now it's all sorted. Looks quite homely now. Got my rucksack in there, keeping dry on that built-in porch. Another thing that I like about this, which I didn't mention before, was it's not the lightest of tents. I mean, it's not like my Lanshan 1 or my Outkit Polestar, which you know, they weigh about 1 kilogram. This thing weighs about 1.9 kilograms, and I always use a ground sheet. You can see it just down there, and I'm guesstimating that's probably about 250 grams. Just gives me a bit of protection against any droppings that might be around. But yeah, one of the things that I do like about this tent is if you get rid of the inner and just use this as a tarp, you get all this room. You know, you're not at the back of it like it is at the moment. You know, you can put your mattress central there and you get a lot more room. And it only weighs about as much as a regular tarp, including all the poles. So that's a good thing about it. Right, well, in here I've got my FE Active lightweight sleeping bag, which is good down to about 10 degrees. I don't even think it's going to get down to that tonight. I've got my Climate static insulated V-light thing, and my Trekology, get my teeth back in, my Trekology Aloft 2 pillow. And I've got my cooking stuff on this side. I'm going to have macaroni, cheese and ham tonight. I did say when I was up at Bleaklow Stones on my last camp that I was going to make this. It's another one of my meals that cost around £2. And are very filling and very tasty. Right, well, I spy the McEwen's Champion 7.3. As I said, I'm going to take my boots off and have one of these. Yeah, when you're inside this tent, as you can see, it's pretty good for when it comes to headroom. Still got a few inches above me, although I'm not the tallest person in the world. And as I said, this door, you can peg it out with a couple of trekking poles to give yourself an awning. So you've got great cover when it's raining. I mean, even just like this, with this little hood type thing that protrudes out, gives you a pretty good bit of cover. On the whole, it's not a bad little tent. As I said, my only niggles are these staking out points. I should get around and put some adjustable stakeout points on them one day, but I don't know, I just can't be bothered. I've got plenty of other tents. I'm so lazy. Right, well, the boots are off. And it's time for a McEwen's Champion 7.3. Oh, I do look forward to these on these wild camping trips. It's got to the point where I can't imagine not bringing them along. Right, well, let's get this open. Good health, everybody. Oh, you know what I'm going to say? That's good beer. Right, well, look at this view. This might be a bit dodgy because I can't see what I'm filming. but this is perfect. I'm so glad I came out, and as I said, it's not very far. Well, not very far when you take the route that I've taken. There's a bit of a climb up this hill, but well worth it. What a fantastic view I've got from my bedroom window tonight. Over there you can see Derwent Dam, and on the skyline you can see Win Hill. Behind me, over that ridge, you've got Backtor, and a bit further over there, Derwent Edge. Bamford Edge is over there, over that hill, over yonder. Over that hill right in front of me, you've got Alport Castles. Up there you've got Bleaklow Stones. Up there you've got Howden Edge, Marjorie Stones, all places that I've camped at in my videos recently. So peaceful. It's so peaceful being here. I'm sat here with a big smile on my face. This is wonderful. And the weather's looking all right. Blue sky in parts. But it's nice and warm. So yeah, here we are. Two macaroni cheese pastas from Tesco's. In that bag I've got some grated extra mature cheddar cheese and just some cheap wafer thin ham, which the cheese I've grated and the ham I've chopped up and put it in a Ziploc bag. Another ingredient, some English mustard, which I liberated from a well-known drinking establishment that serves meals. I won't mention the names. Anyway, enough of that. And yeah, for afters, as per usual, I've got one tin left of McEwen's Champion 7.3. Now, I did say I was going to tell you how to cook this. Now, what I do is I chuck a litre of water, thereabouts. Not exact, nothing ever is. Into a pan, get it boiling, then chuck those in, get it simmering for about 15 minutes, plus a few minutes perhaps. I generally do it by eye until it gets thick enough, and then once it's got thick enough, however long it takes, chuck in that. Chuck in the ham and grated cheese, and I'll give it a simmer for a couple of minutes, just so all the cheese melts and the ham warms through thoroughly, and yeah, everything melts and combines, and that's it. Cracking little meal. Yeah, well, I'm just going to put the Trangia out, and by the time I've done that, my food will have cooled down and be ready to eat, I hope. It was red hot. I just tasted it before, but I'm really hungry, so I'm looking forward to this. Well, dinner is served. Well, I'm all tucked up inside my tent. It's about 10 to 11, I think, and I am so full. Oh, and sleepy. Full and sleepy. What a nice combination. Yeah, since I ate my tea, I spent quite a bit of time just looking at the stars in the sky. Saw a shooting star. Thought I might see some more, but I didn't. And then I got my tablet out and I watched a documentary. I was struggling to keep my eyes open towards the end, so I'm going to have an early night, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye for now. Good morning. It's about 8:30, I think. Might have just gone 8:30. As per usual, I've got everything packed up behind me. Just got me trangier out and a few other bits and bats because I'm having a brew before I set off. But yeah, as per usual, leave no trace. No signs I was here, apart from a bit of flat grass. Oh, I'll just get my brew. Oh, that's better. Ah, it's hot. Well, I had a really good night's sleep. I woke up a couple of times, but yeah, slept soundly. The weather this morning, it's not as nice as it was last night. I don't think it's going to rain, but there is a chance. Not that it's going to bother me, I've got everything packed away. But what a fantastic view to wake up to, eh? Oh, lifts the spirits. Right, well, I'm going to drink this brew, finish it off, get the rest of me trangier and stuff packed away, and then I'll head off back to the car. As you can tell, it's started to rain, so I'm well protected. I've dug out the waterproofs. I'm just having a final look around where I was, just make sure I've not left anything. Right, well, it's about 9 o'clock now. I've already said good morning to somebody walking by as I was drinking my brew. I'm going to plod on down that hill, jump over that fence, and take the exact same route that I came in on. Well, I'm back at the car, and yeah, that was a nice little walk back. It only took about an hour. Most of it was downhill though. But what a fantastic little wild camp that was. What a nice, easy, accessible location. I really enjoyed it yet again, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. As per usual, sound like a parrot always repeating this at the end. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, or if you're new to the channel and you find these videos useful, consider subscribing. Right, well, I think I'm going to take the rucksack off, throw it in the back of the car, and drive home. Yeah, there's not much more else I can say, apart from I'll see you again for another Hengist Wild Camps. Until then, cheerio for now. Bye bye.